invaded my personal computer space. You almost made me kiss you. I am very impressed.
All right, welcome back to another School Principal Reacts. My name is Brandon, and I'm a school principal from the U.S. state of Georgia. We're continuing along with Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. This one is called Procrastination. Reminds me a lot of the SpongeBob SquarePants episode of the same name that's on this channel. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet. But I don't know what this one is going to be about except for the obvious, and I always have a random still frame here. I haven't seen the episode yet at all, but I see this still frame. I don't really know what to make of it. It makes me think that Gordy may incur a couple of potential firings in this episode. Hope not, but let's go ahead and get right into it. Just a reminder, if you're not subscribed to the channel, click the link below or the button below and subscribe so you don't miss any of my content. Let's go.
All right, young people, exciting news. I'm bringing all my classes together for a multi-ethnic motif project. You will each choose a country, write a report, then stage a big Bafo performance based on that country's culture.
Okay. And I remember when they assigned the video projects, if you remember that episode, I said, like, let's say he assigned a video in those parameters, that would be a lot more acceptable because it's still linked to his content, which he's a social studies teacher. But this would be more in line with what I would expect from any kind of project or even a video project, even though that's not what this is.
You got 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Wow. Big project. I'm getting started right away.
No,
That's
you're not.
good.
You're going to procrastinate like you usually do and then panic at the last minute.
And so many people, including myself, and you all can probably relate to this, have had a project that's more a long-term project where you just kind of do nothing. And then the last couple of days come and you panic and freak out because there's a big project due and you haven't done anything. That does tend to happen.
But it's not due for 3 weeks. That's tons of time.
It's good. It's good.
He's not going to do it. Oh, boy. Yep. He don't have lots of time anymore, does he?
The project's due in 3 days.
3
days?
Let the panicking begin.
Procrastination.
Procrastination. So this isn't a tip. I guess it's the definition: putting off boring or painful tasks, or really anything, putting it off, which we all tend to do that, myself included, but it's never particularly good. Like he said at the beginning, it's always better to get started right away, but that's not what he did, obviously.
We all procrastinated. So how do you survive it? Yeah, I'll tell you later.
Finished my written report on the Netherlands. All I have to do now is master the Dutch clock.
Oh, boy.
That's more like a claw dance. Wouldn't you hurt?
At least I'm not a procrastinator like you and Cookie.
Yeah, I'm wondering, did he procrastinate and did anybody else procrastinate? I was also wondering, are there partners? I remember the episode Project Partners. I don't remember hearing Mr. Wright putting them in groups or partners or anything. I guess it's an individual project in this case.
Hello, best friends. Allow me to introduce my latest technological breakthrough. This is PAL, my procrastination alert link.
Procrastination alert link?
It's a state-of-the-art computer program designed to keep me on a nice, tight schedule.
Haven't you learned anything from your last 18 technological breakthroughs?
27. Purge,
He says, purge, sinus, like he needed to not put off blowing his nose. And yeah, Mose is right. That's what I always think. Like he always has a technology that just, it never works out. And even when he first describes whatever it is on each episode, I'm like, there's no way that's working, but it should be pretty funny.
How sounds interesting, Simon. How does it work?
All it takes is a multi-gig sync from my AI Locker mainframe. I get all my work done and still have free time to pursue my personal enrichment goals.
8:31.
Personal enrichment goals. I wonder what those are.
I bet you don't even get Wright's project in on time.
I'll take that bet. What do you say to a little wager?
Depends. What are the stakes?
The usual, of course.
Which is what?
The usual.
What's the usual? I guess they're going to tell us here.
Tell me who loses. I don't want to miss it.
It will be Ned. So be at the Wolf at 3:15 on Friday.
The wolf.
Not Mosley, because I will never procrastinate again, and I will turn my project in on time. Took everything I had, but I'm almost done.
You're the best popstick ninja I've ever had.
I thought he was supposed to write a report. I think that's what he said. He said write a report and then they do a presentation of some kind or something. I couldn't remember what he said there at the end.
And you know what's in store for you when you lose.
Oh
Don't
boy.
you have a cloud dance to learn, Mosley? I am waiting for the wood to break in.
I thought she was going to fall onto the project there.
Here's the homework.
Why's she giving him the homework? What's in it for her?
Doing business with you.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So, and it said Vanessa, or is she going to change it to her, to Lisa? So she strikes this deal with Loomer, and at first I'm like, what's in it for her? Like, why is he helping her, or why is she helping him? So she gives him homework, which that's pretty clear. I can see Loomer not doing his homework. And he breaks into Cookie's locker so that she can reprogram his little device here to remind him to get a date with her instead of whoever he had in there, that model from the dance episode that I remember. I think that's who that was. And so now his device is going to make him try and get with Lisa, I guess. Let's see.
10:21. Download daily schedule.
What's next, pal?
10:22. Spend time with Lisa.
She changed it, right? She changed it to that. So is he going to just do what it says? Let's see.
How much think you should work on your interpersonal relationships?
Spend time with Lisa.
Pal knows best.
Yeah, she basically hacked into it in her own way to her own advantage. That's pretty funny.
Well, what happens if you lose this bet with Mose?
The usual.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. They said, oh, the usual, and they didn't really explain what the usual is, but I guess he's going to here.
I'm not going to lose because you're going to lock me in here until I finish my project, and you're not going to let me out no matter how much I beg, plead,
No.
or threaten.
Okay, you got it, Ned.
Nope.
Count on me, buddy.
Potential firing. And Ned probably shouldn't be in there at all, but him locking him in there and him agreeing to not let him out no matter how much Ned pleads, that's a firing. I mean, you can't do that. Even if the student is asking for that, obviously that can't happen.
I changed my mind. Concentrating on my work is feeling back.
Hang on, Ned. I'm coming. I'll be right
Oh, so
there.
he unlocked it.
I cannot believe you caved that quickly.
I guess he was just testing him there. But now I guess when he locks it the second time, he's going to beg and plead and he's not going to let him out. But again, can't do that.
I was just testing you.
Mm-hmm.
How'd I do?
Okay, let's try this one more time.
Ooh, how about this? What if I lock myself in here with you? That way, there's no possible way I can
No.
let you out or me.
Oh, no. Yeah, and that's almost worse in a way, but I'm just going to throw that into the same potential firing there. They're both bad.
Anybody? Oh.
Okay. What?
Gordy, when Ned loses our bet, he's going to need a toilet plunger.
Right.
Hmm.
Oh, you better have that too.
2 days left. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a clog dance to go learn.
Yeah, and you don't give stuff like that to students. He may or may not be fired for that, but I'll go ahead and say that's potential firing number 2. You could get fired for that depending on the person and the school policy and the principal. But it's at the very least going to be a discussion. You don't do that.
If you're stuck on a project and you don't know what to do, ask your teacher for help.
Ask your teacher for help. Yeah, absolutely. And I know a lot of students, myself included, I remember feeling timid about asking for help, especially if it was a project situation, because there's a lot of fear of the teacher flipping out or saying, you should have already known this. And while that's maybe true, most good teachers are not going to have that kind of attitude. So yeah, I definitely agree with this tip.
Ned, what made you put off telling me about your procrastination problem?
Procrastinating?
Right.
I'm pathetic. I still don't even know what country I'm doing.
Oh, Ned, you're not pathetic. Many people have problems with chronic procrastination, including myself.
True. And I'm wondering if they were supposed to select a country, I'm imagining Mr. Wright would have had some system to make sure that they didn't all pick the same one, either by assigning them one or having them pick from a list of them or draw one out of a hat or something so that they don't all do the same ones. That would defeat the purpose.
Really, you?
Oh, absolutely. It took me years to get started on my 12-volume history of famous 12-volume histories.
Okay.
But finally, I did it by using my procrastination to work for me.
How did you do that?
I'll tell you later. No, I'll tell you right now.
Okay. 2 days. What's he doing here? And my question is also like, why? Well, a couple of questions. Number one, why is she wearing the shoes day after day? Unless she's like talking about, I don't know. I don't know why she would need to wear them day after day after day to report on it or the cultural aspects or whatever. And then I'm also still wondering about this usual, like whatever the usual thing is and why all these things are going to be needed. I don't know.
Me, Lisa, Grace.
What in the world? He's like, what? But he still does it. Oh boy. Okay. One day. Oh, okay. So I get it. So his country is going to be Japan, I'm guessing. And I don't know how he's getting his procrastination to work for him. But okay. Maybe he meant like including his own interests or something. I'm not sure.
It's been fun hanging out, Lisa. But I must have something else scheduled. Right, pal?
Oh boy.
46, time to hit Lisa's emo.
What? That can't be right.
Well, if Pal says we have to.
Oh boy.
Lisa, kiss Lisa, kiss Lisa.
What in the world?
You pal, didn't you?
What gave it away?
I had my suspicions when we were roller skating. Then the twiddler just fell out of your pocket. You
Yeah, she did do it like right in front of him. She plugged in her little USB cord there.
invaded my personal computer space. You almost made me kiss you. I am very impressed.
I used a non-invasive dual drive word program, and once it cracked the password, the rest was easy.
Will you show me?
Sure. Can I still have that kiss?
No.
That's funny. The method of her hacking his little system impressed him. That's kind of funny.
Oh, well, thank you, Coconut Head, for that wonderful report on Greece.
What in the world?
Mr. Bigby, you're up.
All right, here we go. Clown
Just
shoes.
give up and accept defeat.
Get it? Defeat.
Defeat. Ha 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 ha. Okay, here
My
we go.
report is on the totally awesome island nation of Japan.
Mhm.
Japan? I did it by using Mr. Wright's tips on structured procrastination. And here's how it works.
Structured procrastination.
Structured procrastination breaks overwhelming tasks, like a big school project, into more manageable mini tasks.
Yep. I definitely agree. So if you have a project, especially something that's big, it can seem overwhelming, and the natural instinct is to just put it off, but you've got to do that, break it into smaller chunks so that it seems more manageable and more feasible to do. So I totally agree here.
Start with the fun stuff, like origami or sushi.
Okay.
Then work your way up to the more difficult stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, keep working. Every small task you accomplish helps motivate you.
Mm-hmm. Don't do nothing. Keep working, even if it's on a small part of it. Yeah, I totally agree. Good tips here.
Well done, Ned. And now, Jennifer Mosley will perform her authentic Dutch clock dance.
Right, my clog dance.
Yeah, and she's been wearing these things for days, and I'm like, how is this going to help her dance? If anything, I would think it would make her feet hurt so bad she couldn't do the dance, even if she learned it. But let's see what happens here. Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, unfortunately, that's kind of what I would have expected. And she would want to explain, okay, here's the cultural history of these things, not just doing a dance and sitting down, obviously.
That was very awful. You seem
Oh
to
boy.
put off learning your dance.
Of course, I put off learning my dance. What sick country makes shoes out of wood? Why couldn't the Dutch make shoes out of something more comfortable, like broken glass or rusty nails?
Well, no, it's
Wow.
all right, Jennifer. You will pass due to the usual excellence of your written report. But next
Okay.
time, don't procrastinate.
Sorry, Mr. Wright. I think I learned my lesson.
And in her case, it wasn't even really procrastinating. It was just like, again, I don't know why she was wearing these things like around. She would just need to practice her little dance in them, not just wear them all the time. That doesn't make sense, but I get it. The plot had to happen. Oh, now she
Now
has
it
to
is
do the
time for
usual.
you to accept
Oh boy.
defeat.
Is that the usual? That's horrible. That's like, that's too far for either of them. And for it being the usual, I've never seen it before in this series. That's bad.
Can I get a copy of that?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to say if Gordy's participating in this and taking photos, unless it's sponsored by the school, which I can't imagine, that's going to be potential firing number 3. All right, well, that's the episode. I did enjoy that one. A lot of good points in there. Procrastination, I think, is something that just about everybody has dealt with in school, myself included. Some of you have shared some of your own stories on procrastination. Feel free to do so in the comments. I remember quite a few of you sharing that in the SpongeBob procrastination episode. I'm going to leave the video right here. I still enjoyed this series, and I plan to go all the way through it to the very end. Very excited about that, and excited to see more and more people join in looking at these with me week after week as I share my unique perspective as a principal. But I enjoyed this one once again. I'll see you on the next one right here on School Principal Reacts. Thanks for watching.